Hi everybody, it's Andrew Hutchings with you here again tonight. Still not a doctor, still may end up being a doctor. I don't know for sure, we'll see. And I just wanted to make another video, and I'd been thinking more recently about how people on TRT always claim, oh, I'm on TRT, it doesn't help me have my amazing muscles, blah blah blah. It's just TRT, ABC, XYZ, all sorts of things. And it's really hilarious when they say that because I've touched on this in other videos, but TRT, if you're doing like 150 milligrams a week of like testosterone enanthate, 150 milligrams is like, so your body makes about 50 milligrams of free testosterone, not bound to an ester. 50 milligrams of testosterone plus enanthate ester is about 70 milligrams of testosterone enanthate. So 70 milligrams per week would be replacement dose, except that due to half-life and everything, it ends up building up in your body to a higher dose. So it essentially builds up to twice that dose after about 4 weeks or so. So it's already, like 70 would be accurate, but then it doubles, so it's twice. So if you're taking 150 a week, and your blood levels are up to about 300 per week, it's 4 times higher than normal. What do you think you can do with 4 times more testosterone than normal? I know what I think I could do. I think I could do a lot better. I think I could lift heavier weights, work out longer, work out more often. I think I could do a lot of things with just that TRT that doesn't do anything, of course. So yeah, there you have it. TRT. Oh, and on top of that, like I've said this in another video, but I'll say it again so that you hear it again, get it into your head better. So normally you get your testosterone tested and you find the blood levels. Now this is separate because you could be going based off your dosage per week, or maybe you're looking at your lab results and trying to get into the high normal range. Just because it's the normal range does not mean it's your normal range. So it's kind of a joke to be like, oh, I'm in the normal range, I'm at 1200. It's completely normal, you know, it's just on the high end of normal. That's kind of like saying 300 milligrams of 300 nanograms per picoliter of testosterone on the bottom end of the normal is not low testosterone. It's low testosterone just because it doesn't cross that threshold by 1 nanogram per picoliter does not mean that it's not low testosterone. Just like being at 1199 versus 1205. I don't know where the cutoff line is exactly, but just because you're like 5 little units below the cutoff line does not mean that it's not a high testosterone. But being 5 units above also does not mean that it's too high. But once again, that's not your normal range. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so the other thing is that people say, oh, well, even if you were to go based off your normal, which very rarely do people do, they go based off the normal range and they do the highest end possible. Like you could be 4'10" to 6'10" or 7'10". I don't know the whole height range of people, but anywhere in between that is the normal range. But would you ever say that someone who's 7'2" is just, oh, that's normal, it's in the normal range? You know, it happens. Yeah, it's in the normal range. Doesn't make it normal, doesn't make it any less tall. It's still not typical. It's not your height. It's not how tall you should be. Just like 11 or 1200 is not how high your testosterone should be, probably. And to finally get back to the point after saying all this is that even if you were to do your, say you have 800 normally, well, that's only 800 nanograms per picoliter when measured at the highest concentration you have for the entire day in the morning. When you're on testosterone replacement therapy, you have that highest concentration you have in the morning throughout the entire day. That adds up. That's significant. So yeah, plus you don't sleep, you still have it, you stressed, still I mean, all the factors that could normally lower your testosterone, they don't lower your TRT, but that's not the most important thing. But the big one is, like I said, a true replacement dose would be 70 milligrams. However, after 4 weeks or so, that would build up to twice as much. So people who are on 150, that's 4 times normal amount. That's a lot. I mean, I don't have much more to say. So when you're like, so I mean, they seem like the ignorant comments when people comment, oh, the blah, like, I don't know what people think actually, so I'm not going to try to imitate them. But people give some of these big fitness people shit for being on TRT. Well, perhaps they deserve some of it and should come out and say, the TRT does really make a difference. It's not like doing a hardcore steroid cycle for Mr. Olympia, but it is helping me, they could say. But of course, that would lower some of their credibility because they want to seem like, oh, now I'm just like you. I'm just like you. You can do this. But the reality is, even if they went down to a true replacement dose of like 35 milligrams of test E a week, 40 milligrams test E a week, which is going to build up to normal levels, they could not have achieved their big muscle mass with that level. They had to use a lot of anabolics to get that big muscle mass, and then they use that replacement therapy to maintain it. Because probably if they only, like, that's part of the reason they use bigger doses, because you probably can't maintain such big muscles with a truly replacement dose. So much testosterone can only support so much muscle. So yes, they're not on massive doses, but that testosterone replacement therapy certainly gives them a huge advantage over you not on it. Please like and subscribe, check out my other videos, check out my Instagram, natural_true_fitness, and know that you can hire me for coaching, diet advice, supplement advice, whatever advice. But I'm not a doctor. So what I do is I take all the information in the whole wide world and personal experience and everything, and I put it right at your fingertip, all in one easy to find place, which is the sound of my voice, or the words from my fingers. Not medical advice, not specific, it's just gathering that information, putting it somewhere easy for you. Like, subscribe, and comment, check out my Instagram.